Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Chào Shanghai hao. Most Venerable Dr. T. Dhamma Ratana, President of the Organizing Committee, and all respected committee members, distinguished scholars and participants from all over the world. First and foremost, I would like to convey my appreciation and thanks to the Organizing Committee for inviting me to share some ideas about global faith and culture from the perspective of Islam. My topic of discourse is Islam and global faith and culture in the context of the Malay archipelago. I'm sorry for the simple presentation in the form of slides, because only last night I managed to prepare the notes. Well, I will start with the premise of my discourse. In the Holy Quran, God explains that first, mankind is created from a man and a woman in various races and ethnics for them to know each other. It is stated in the Al-Hujurat, verse 13. And secondly, among the signs of God's power is the creation of the sky and the earth, various languages for mankind and various colors of them. Surah Ar-Rum, verse 22. To enhance global understanding and unity, the proposition of the clash of civilization, as proposed by P. Huntington, in my opinion, must be rejected, or at least must be reviewed. The differences of mankind in the form of races, ethnics, religions, culture, worldviews must be perceived as the basis for us to understand, respect, and benefit the differences. I will focus on the pre-Islamic era, the Malay world or the Malay archipelago, before Islam came to the Malay archipelago, which is at present represented by the countries of Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei Darussalam, Singapore, part of Philippines, and part of Thailand. The region was influenced by Buddhism and Hinduism, especially during the Sriwijaya Kingdom, from 7th to 13th century. And in the context of language, the Malay civilization adopted Sanskrit script to be Pallava script, that is the old Malay script, and a big number of vocabulary from the Sanskrit language. At that time, the interaction between the Malay civilization and the Chinese civilization had begun, especially between Tang Dynasty and the Sriwijaya Kingdom, and also the Old Kedah, which was called Qalah. The report may be found in the collection of writings by a prominent Buddhist monk, I Ching, who stayed 6 months in Palembang and few months in Kala or in Kedah. Based on all historical records, Islam was first introduced in the Malay archipelago in the 8th century, but the establishment of it as a state religion began only in the 13th century, when the king of Samudra Pasai Sultanate embraced Islam, followed by the ministers and the people. Throughout the Malay archipelago emerged centers of Malay Islamic sultanates or kingdoms such as Malacca, Brunei, Patani, Banjarmasin, Demak, Riau Lingga, and the others. The interaction with the Arab Islamic civilization have a great impact to the Malay civilization in all aspects, namely religion, politics, law, economy, language, literature, etc. In the context of language, the Malay language adopted the Arabic script and became a new Malay script called Jawi. I'm sorry, I have to refer to my handphone. The case is the same with Persian, Urdu, Pakistan, Turkey, and Uyghur, who adopted the Arabic script to be their own scripts. So I think this is an area that we can cooperate. By accepting Islam, the Malay civilization was transformed tremendously in all aspects of life. A holistic development which emphasized the balance between the world and the hereafter. The acceptance of Islam do not erode entirely the pre-Islamic elements of civilization, like in the traditional arts, for example, the wayang kulit or puppet show, which was Islamized in the spirit. Traditional local attire and customs, Islamic principles are more focused on the essence of truth, justice, wisdom, tolerance, integrity, sincerity, and all universal noble values based on the Tawhidic paradigm, that is God's oneness rather than the forms. Now I will move to the situation in Malaysia. Malaysia is comprised of Federation of Malay States, or Malaya, Sabah, Sarawak, and Federal Territories. Altogether, there are 14 states, although Sabah and Sarawak are not considered as states, instead as province. Its population is around 32 million. It is a multiracial, multi-religious, and multicultural country, with the Malays as the biggest number of population, about 65%, followed by the Chinese 20%, Indians 8%, and the others, including the Aborigines, that's Orang Asli, and Sabah and Sarawak ethnics. The ethos of Malaysians with different race, religion, culture, and language are unified by national policies such as national language policy, national education policy, national economic policy, and national cultural policy. Regarding the religious differences, in Malaysia, Islam is the biggest religion, about 63.7%, and all Malays, according to the Federal Constitution, are Muslims. In Article 160, those who are called Malay must be firstly Islam, secondly use bahasa Melayu, the Malay language, and practice the Malay culture. So those who are from Chinese, Indians, and other races will be considered as Malay once they embrace Islam in Malaysia. Even though Islam, the federal religion, as stated in the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, other religions may be practiced in peace and harmony. In the context of global reality, we have several main religions, that is Christianity, Islam, Hindu, Buddha, and the others such as Shinto, Sikh, Judaism, etc. In this context, we must respect each other's belief system. In Islam, it is said as in Surah Al-Kafirun, Lakum dinukum waliyadin, meaning that your religions are yours and my religion is mine. I'm not sure why the slide cannot be seen clearly. I would like to conclude my presentation by suggesting a few action plans that can be one of our proposal or our resolution of this forum to cooperate and to initiate researchers, especially the comparison of religions, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, etc. And secondly, the publication of the researchers in the form of books, articles, journals, and the others to disseminate the knowledge or the information about the various religions that we practice or embrace. The next proposal is through education. I think it is very significant and important that the syllabus or the curriculum introduce the basic principles of every religion in the world. And this must be considered as a very important action to be taken by the Ministry of Education in each country. The other proposal is the exchange programs. As now we are here, this is a kind of exchange program. We know each other better by knowing the principles and practice of our religions. I would like to refer to to the vision mission statement of the forum. And in my humble opinion, we can use this statement as the basis of our cooperation after this forum. So with that remark, I would like to thank once again to the organizing committee. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.